I am your host and your navigator, Zaku the Silver Wolf. And we are live with Chrono Cross, Part 8. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. I do have my friend Darth Rain Gaming in chat with me, but he's probably going to be departing very soon because he is tired and he's under the weather. So keep that in mind. But I do believe in our last episode we took down 3 of the dragons, the Cyro Sphinx, and I think that was all we did. I think we got a couple of level 7 techs as well. So let's go and finish out those dragon fights.
Yeah, I'll catch you later on.
Alright, bud.
Loose is loose.
Leader. Alright, so that'll be Darth Rain Gaming departing. Yep, to the Sea of Eden, to the hidden holes in time. We are 2 stars, or 2 boss battles away from getting Lynx's and Surge's level 7 techs. So, we should have that before long. Alright. Let us see what we need to do here. Attack first. Let's see here. Element level 3. Gravity blow, a free fall. We don't need that though. Let's see what else we can do here. I'll go ahead and do a magma bomb, a +1 there. And here we're gonna do Aero Blaster +1. We won't be keeping Viper in the party. We won't be keeping Riddle in the party. Sure we got Riddle's level 7 tech as well. Yeah, we did. Snake Fangs. Alright. Let's see if Norris has his level 7 tech slot, shall we? He does not. Not yet. Okay. Alright. Pretty sure we get Marcy's level 7 tech at 40, at party level 40. So we should be getting hers for long. That'll do for now. Alright. One thing I did want to do... Okay, we are going to obviously change the party up a little bit, because I believe we're going to be heading off to fighting the Fire Dragon. Yeah, we're going to go head off and fight the Fire Dragon. Because coincidentally enough, if I'm not mistaken, we need the... No. Alright, so all that I have left, or all that I should have left, obviously are going to be the fire and the fire dragon and the water dragon and the sky dragon. Those are the only three we have left. Now, obviously, we can do... We have to wait until we get all of the other dragons' protections before we can challenge the Sky Dragon. But we can do the dragons in whatever order we want. I'm pretty sure. There might be some stipulations here and there, but we can do the dragons in whatever order we want. So let's go ahead and try to get the Fire Dragon taken care of, and then we'll go and grab the Ice Dragon. Because, like I said, I'm about to put Marcy in the party, and that'll give us access to Frog Prince. But before we do that, I want to show y'all something really cool, because as y'all saw, I did a lot of summoning and combat last time. Never mind, we don't have to. As you can see, my stars have reset. It is back to 33 out of 33. That is because when you rest after you use summons, the stars, or the party level, it's a multitude of things. It's a multitude of things simplified into one. This is not a traditional RPG in the sense of what we think of when we think of a Square Enix RPG, because it is, like I said, it's got the element grid of a lot of tabletop RPGs, specifically Dungeons and Dragons. Party levels are tied to growths throughout your journey, very similar to Dungeons and Dragons as well. However, unlike a D&D setting, or not a D&D setting, unlike a traditional RPG like Final Fantasy, or even its predecessor Chrono Trigger, that is the leveling, and you can't see it, but I'm using air quotes. That is the leveling system that Chrono Cross operates with. Because... pardon. And then again, the level of your party is a lot of things. Obviously, it's how strong your party is relative to the game, but it is also how many summons your characters can do before you need to rest. Which summons, we'll get into that. You saw it pretty much, you saw it a lot last stream. We got a lot of the shiny dew because we were using a water summon to knock out the opponents. But the shiny materials, there we go. The shiny materials are necessary to create the yeah, since we're gonna go fight the water dragon, I'm gonna run two, or not the water dragon, the fire dragon. I'm gonna run 2 blues. But first things first, I want to go see if we can do this real quick. I'm pretty sure it's Marbule Homeworld we have to do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check here though. But summons are one of... Oh, right. I've got Marcy in the party, so he's not going to let me into the town, even though we just saved their asses, not, last stream. So let's throw... what about Ayla? I'm curious about that one. Yep. Apparently he considers Ayla, despite her being a cave girl, he apparently considers her a human. Which is interesting. Alright, so I guess we're gonna throw... we'll throw Janice in. For the moment. There's something I want to go check. I can't remember if it's this Marbule or if it's in the other world, or if it's in Homeworld's Marbule. So we're gonna go check it real quick. But what I was getting back to, or let me get back to the topic of conversation. I think it's in the other world. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's in Homeworld. But let me get back to the topic of conversation. Shiny materials, as you saw, we got a lot of shiny dews last stream. But shiny materials are necessary to create rainbow equipment. And each piece of rainbow equipment requires a lot of materials. They don't seem to want to talk to us, even though we just saved their asses. So, it's whatever. So I think it's Homeworld's Marbule that we need to go to. Let's go take a quick stop over there, and then that'll allow me to just not be able to go ahead and put the party I'm going to run for Mount Pyre back in, which is going to be 2 blues because we're fixing to go challenge the Fire Dragon. Does that mean I'm going to go use the... Does that mean I'm going to use 2 blues to challenge... Or 2 reds to challenge the Water Dragon? Probably not. But the Fire Dragon is... Well, you'll see. We fought his avatar before, but we'll actually have to be challenging him. Or no, we'll have to fight him again, is what I mean. We'll have to fight him again, but he won't be holding back this next time we fight him. And we'll get his... we'll get Salamander, which is the pet, or the dragon we saw previously in the run. Not the small red dragon. We're going to be fighting him again. But the bigger red dragon, that's Salamander. That's going to be the summon we get from the Fire Dragon fight. And while we got Frog Prince, I forget what she gives us when we actually beat her in combat. I forget what the blue dragon, or what the water dragon gives us when we beat her in combat. Okay, it may be... Let me look it up real quick. Okay, it'll be Marbule Homeworld. After the town has been restored, he is found... Okay, yeah. Alright, so we'll have to wait until we return back to Surge to get the Master Hammer. Okay, so we won't be... Earnest, you alright there? Y'all saw that, right? But we'll not be able to get the Master Hammer and start crafting rainbow equipment until we regain our true selves. So basically as Surge. Because once that happens, we'll be locked out of... And it makes sense. But once that happens, we'll be locked out of being able to enter Marbule in the other world. So, yeah, that makes sense. Alright, that said, oh yeah, since we do have Mickey, I do want to... We did the other one with Nikki, but since we do have Mickey... Another little funny scene Very reminiscent, or very similar to the one with Nikki. This can't be. Mickey, are you for real? And she says basically the same thing that Nikki says. Oh, yeah. That reminds me. I need to bring Orcha here. So give me just a moment. We might be able to get Orcha's. We might be able to get Orcha's level 7 tech real quick. Yo, bro, what you been up to? Hey, brah, it's been a while. To tell you the truth, I'm not the bro that you think you know. It's too hard to explain. Hey, bro, I've come up with a new recipe. Here, bro, I want you to try it out. Let's give it a try. And there we go. There's Orcha's dinner guest. Yep, there's Orcha's dinner guest. I don't think, yeah, we can't equip it on it. I haven't even allocated any elements to Orcha. Let's go ahead and allocate his dinner guest real quick. And I'm gonna go, I'll do it off stream unless we need a character. So I'm gonna do it off stream unless we need a character, but I'm gonna go and see what characters need elements, and where we pick it back up with is probably not gonna be the same place we end the stream with, but don't worry, it'll only just be me getting elements, going and buying elements in the different worlds and putting them on characters that need them. But as it stands right now, we're going to go ahead and... Does Mickey have any elements equipped? Okay, I did equip Mickey's elements. Okay, cool. Go ahead and grab her a black innate here. That way. Yeah, go ahead and give her a black element there. Like I said, always try to have one of the 6 elements offensively on your grid at every tier if possible. And this will play a real big role in a coming episode, but not here. As you can see here, she only has 5, so we've got yellow, white, black, green, and red. And when we get the next allocation slot, a blue one will go there, and so on and so forth. Now, generally on 3, 5, and 7, you don't have to worry about allocating one of their elements as an innate, as one of their innate colors, because as you can see here, Mickey is a red innate, so we don't have to give her a red element at level 3 or level 5, because she already has one. Now, I will say this. If, for instance, we have somebody like Riddle, who has both offensive and defensive, it is fine if you want to put a, for instance, with Riddle at level 5 is her healing, I believe. We'll switch her back into the party. It's not a major biggie. I kind of want to hammer the point home, especially since we're reaching the game's culmination. But I really kind of want to hammer the point home here. And I do have to note the humor of the fact that Riddle is supposed to be your mage. for Lynx's side of the story. Riddle's supposed to be your mage, but as you can see, her grid is very small in comparison to, say, somebody like Zoa, who's meant to be our frontliner, and you saw how big his grid was. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. But I believe it was her level 5. Yeah, so her level 5 is use the power of White Snake for protection. So if you want to give her an offensive white at level 5, that's fine. You know, if once you get the slots built up for it. I do like this though. Snake's Fang. This is what makes Riddle one of your more broken characters if you're playing in the traditional way. Because you can expend all of your elements. Like, say you're in a really in a hard boss fight, like say the Zero Sphinx. So say you chose violence with the Zero Sphinx. But it could also come into play against the final boss. I'm not going to spoil anything. If you've played the game, you know. If you watched my YouTube playthrough, you know. But I'm not going to spoil that. But use the power of White. The White Snake's power will recharge some elements. Now, I don't know how many and how much of each level it recharges, but the fact of the matter is that if she's already expended something, like say she's already expended her Deluge, for instance, for that battle, there's a chance that you could get your Deluge back if you use Snake's Fangs. But Riddle and Lena are two of the most interesting characters with their techs, with their level 7 techs, because Lena's level 7 tech, once we get it, it is effectively a self-revive. That's not a joke. It is effectively a self-revive. Okay, as you can see, all of her elements at 3, 5, and 7 are support. So if you feel the need to give her offensive whites at 3, at 5, and at 7, okay. You don't need it, but if you feel the need to do so, then do it. Alright. Let's get Marcy back in the party. And get Airness back in the party. And head to Mount Pyre another. Because I'm sure you're tired of hearing me yap about gameplay mechanics. Wrong one. There it is. That'll boost. And like I said, we're not even... Okay, I'm going to say we're just about over the halfway point of the game. Because we still have probably, once we regain our true self, we still have probably another 8 to 10 hours of gameplay after that. So... And as you can see, we do not have to refreeze anything. It's already been taken care of. These little dog-like things that you see there, those are the hot diggities. Those are the enemies that have the red wolf. I don't think we can actually get through there right now. Yeah, I don't think we can. Nope, we were unable to make that. Okay, so maybe it's Mount Pyre and another, or maybe it's Mount Pyre home, or maybe we need to go get the. Maybe we need to go fight the water dragon first. Hold. You see that? You see that? Let's double check. We might actually have to go to Homeworld to fight. Let me double check it here. Okay. So yeah, we were right. Ad started in 5 minutes. Alright, so yeah, we were right. I just gotta remember how to get to him. Yeah, that treasure chest is frozen. We can't open it. The ice is in the way. There it is. Alright. There we go. Now we can get where we need to go. Perfect. I think we could actually still get that one, probably. Nope. We'd have to come up there some other way. And now talking to the red dragon will trigger the combat sequence with him. So we're gonna wait a minute. That's fine. Alright, talking to the red dragon will trigger the combat. Oi lad, oi lad. So we meet again. You look a bit different, but I know it's you. Come on, challenge me again. What do you say? If you beat me, I'll give you the dragon. I'll give you the dragon relic and my pet salamander. And I like the red dragon, probably my favorite of the dragons, because he's just challenging us. He's like, how strong are you? He challenges us the first time. He's like, how strong are you? And he challenges us this time, and it's, how strong are you? It's more of like a friendly spar between Surge and the Red Dragon, or the Fire Dragon. But do not mistake it. He could easily wipe your party. He could easily do it. We're not going to be able to get, unless we were to freeze him with Ice Blast, which I don't think he's able to be frozen. Yeah. Oh. Oh. You know what? I'll take it. And then if he doesn't attack... Yep. Oh, he's only attacking. Okay, buddy, you could have prevented this. That should do some really nice damage to him. Look at that, 1,252 damage. And now he's in form number 2. This form here is... yeah. And now he's not playing around. He's like, okay, I see it. Now I'm not playing around. That Fire Breath, if it hits, will do about 250 to 300 damage per character. So, effectively one-shotting Earnest and Chloe damage, or Earnest and Marcy damage values accounted for. But it also was weakened by the fact that it was a completely blue field, so... And do not even try to use red elements on him. He will heal from those. And as always, try to manage your stamina. You saw I rushed to get a blue field there for Frog Prince, and that kind of... we lucked out because he could have not given us the chance to use Frog Prince. He could have not given us the chance to use Frog Prince. And yes, every time you use a blue element against him, he will counter with Fiery Breath. And that does, I believe, 100 to 200 damage per on your character. So just be careful. Like I said, he's not playing around now. And again, we've got the Master Moon with links, so that's going to help out a lot because you're not actually supposed to get this until you become Surge again. I mean, you can get it as links, But the issue is, it's more dangerous to do so. Alright, there it is. He is down. There's Salamander. We'll meet again. And there's the red relic. And he just vanishes. Two-tap these poor bastards. Like I said, having the Master Moon is kind of broken. It really is. But I'd argue that's with any of the Ultima weapons in the game. Because I've got two of them. That being the Master Moon and the Viper Venom. We have the Blue Dragon, or the Ice Dragon, and the Sky Dragon left. And both of those are fought in Homeworld, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, both of those are fought in Homeworld, so we're done in the Another World. So what I'm going to go do before we say adieu to the Other World, or say Alvita Sane to the Other World, because we will be coming back. We'll have to, because there's still a bit of warp shenanigans that we've got to do, but we're going to be saying Alvita Sane for now, because we're going to be fighting the last two, and they're in Homeworld, the Sky Dragon and the Ice Dragon. We'll have to fight the Ice Dragon first. So. Because we actually do have to come back to another. We actually do have to come back to Another World to reclaim our true self as Surge. We've changed our element lineup. Alright. Gravity blow. Graviton. Another one that I like having a lot of is Gravitons, because it's a level 3 that hits all enemies, so consider that. Just like Meteor Shower, it's a level 4 that hits all enemies, so do what you will with that, but I do like having a stockpile of black and white elements, because they are some of the hardest in the game to come by. And then obviously we have Strengthen, Weaken, Nimble, Numble, High Res, Low Res, Eagle Eye, Bad Eye. Go ahead and grab one of... we'll grab like 5 of each. There we go. Grab 5 of each. Let me go ahead and stock up on tablets, capsules, medicine. Nice. Ooh, right. Let me grab some more. We got no cures allocated. We've got 1 cure plus allocated. Let me grab some more cures and cure pluses. And I think that should do it, actually. And then, is there any... Okay, because I know... Actually, I think we're going to swap Marcy out for now. I think I am going to take 2 reds to fight the... I think I am going to take 2 reds to fight the, water dragon. But we should be able to get Draggy's level 7. Let me go to see if I can't grab Draggy's level 7. Ay. There we go. Ooh, Salamander. She can't use it, obviously, because innate color red, and I don't think anybody has a level 8 allocation slot yet. Do Ice Blast and Magma. Actually, yeah, Magma version will be fine. Alright. Hers is good. Okay. Equipment. Okay, she does have a granite glove. Alright. Okay. So. Let's see here. I never knew she had a path that she took there after you interacted with her. That's pretty cool. And while we're here, which we could go and do it in Homeworld 2. Oh, I've got 70 nostrums. May as well go ahead and max that out then. Now we can get the recoveralls. And now you can start getting multi-target healing and higher level healing. We were right there at the threshold of those arrow blasters. That should hopefully keep us going for the time. That we have no electro bolts whatsoever allocated. Upheaval. Okay. Alright. He should be able to, with the Smith Spirit, he should be able to smith granite equipment now. Or dendrite equipment. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. He can. Okay, so I know Mickey is going in. Let's see if she already has a granite glove. She does. Okay. So we'll go ahead and grab another one for Draggy, because we'll probably use Mickey and Draggy as the party there. Teleporter. Grab Mickey and Draggy. Okay, I did allocate some elements to Draggy, just not that many, because his grid is small. And I think Draggy's one of the hardest ones to do this for. Because his element grid is weird in that, well, it's not really weird, it's more balanced, I guess. Guile's element grid is weird. Here after a while, I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll swap over to my offline file and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But we're not going to be doing anything on that file, just... Oh, Draggy does have one of my volcanoes allocated. Okay, cool. That's perfect, actually. Alright, and then for level 7, actually we're going to go see if we can't get his level 7 right now. Perfect. We're going to be making a detour to a Fossil Valley before we depart from this world for the time. And I don't need these little shaman bastards after me, so... Mother, no! You sacrificed yourself to save me? Do not cry, my child. You have great friends, Draggy. Just remember... I'm not gonna do this. You can read it for yourselves. I'm gonna read it in a normal voice. Just remember, Mother will always be in your heart. Cheer up, my child. And there's Draggy's level 7. A big breath. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and equip that. Obviously. We didn't just take a detour to the valley for the scenery. Where is it? Big breath. Perfect. Excellent. And let me make sure to equip that granite glove on Draggy before we go to this fight. Yeah, because he's running iron equipment. Yikes. That's fine. Because that was the strongest equipment I had when we got him. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've used him. Alright, I do believe that is everything we need to do in another world for the time being. So let us head off to Homeworld to go fight our last 2 dragons. And unfortunately... Oh wait, yeah, I do have another black innate in the party. That being Grobek. So we may throw him in for the Sky Dragon fight. Do we actually have to... I think we can do this art right here, like this right now. Okay, let's take a look, shall we? Ah, I think I... No, I didn't. There we go. Well, I mean, of course y'all don't. Y'all got your shit pushed in by the dwarves. We do have to fight this one. Every other fight is avoidable. We do have to fight this one. The side stepper. He do be a side stepper. But can he sidestep Holy Light? I don't think he can. Cure-all? Surge, the water dragon is just beyond here. Yes, yes, Mickey, we know. And now we have to challenge her. The time has come. I shall grant my powers to the ones who seek to break the eternal chains of fate. What is it thou seekest? The dragon god's blessing. Dost thou need the power of the sleeping dragons to cross the Dead Sea? Dost thou seek to break the chains of fate? A son of man to challenge the goddess of fate? Fascinating. Then confront my trials. I do like the fact that this is the only, if I recall correctly, she is the only one whose boss music does not change to the actual boss music. It just plays Garden of the Gods, which to me is probably one of the most beautiful tracks of the Chrono Cross soundtrack. Now, note I said one of the most beautiful. I still think Life, A Faraway Promise is the most beautiful track of this whole game. But if you enjoy music, especially video game music, you would be doing yourself a disservice if you did not listen to this soundtrack in its entirety at least once. You would be doing yourself a disservice if you did not listen to this soundtrack in its entirety at least once. All right. I normally use Janus for this fight, ironically enough. Yeah, I think it's just gonna be, ooh, a Tsunami Beam. That will do. If it had hit, I think it would have one-shot the party. I know it would have, actually. Because that does about 500 damage to each party member, if I'm not mistaken. But I normally use Janus for this fight, so having Draggy and Mickey is a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. But we're not gonna complain. Oh yeah, that reminds me, before we actually do, because we're about to end her here in just a minute. She's in critical health. Yep, that did it. She's done. Alright. One thing that we're going to do before we head to confront the dragon, the sky dragon, is we're gonna go and grab Janice's level 7, which is what's up, Doc. Alright, we are at 34 out of 35 there because we have not rested yet. There is Lynx with another level 7 allocation slot, Mickey with another level 7 allocation slot, and Draggy with no allocation slots because I think his grid is maxed out. You might get... and there's Blue Whale. Well done, son of man. Thy strength is worthy of my powers. Take with thee my prayers. Lynx has been bestowed with the blue relic. I too shall watch over thy fate. How thou strugglest to live, and how thou facest death. Alright. And that is all 5 of the other relics down. All we have left is the Sky Dragon herself. And... who, boy, did we save the best for last? Because if you feel the need, and I do mean this, if you cannot fight her normally, which we've gotten pretty rough with, we've gotten pretty poor stat growths, but we do have the Master Moon working, so that's the one thing in our favor. If I was fighting her normally and looking at my team's HP and shit, I'd be concerned about the fight I'm fixing to go into. And that's not a joke. Because the Sky Dragon is... she's a tough one. I should be able to grab the chests I didn't grab before. I mean, there's nothing special in them, but we should be able to grab the chests that we didn't grab before. And, you know, we can go talk to the fairies who are going to give us some much-deserved flack because we pushed the dwarves off of, or out of the forest. But, again, we had Razlie in the party, so it locked us out of Raz's level 7. However, because you have to... getting Razlie's level 7 is almost an exercise in masochism. Because you have to not have her in your party. Like, let me break down the steps for you to get her level 7. You have to not have her in your party when you go and face the Hydra. First and foremost. That'll, if you have her in your party, that locks it out immediately. But not have her in your party when you go and face the Hydra. Then, when you go as Surge the first time to Water Dragon Isle, when you go the first time to Water Dragon Isle, when the dwarves are attacking it, you have to... because by that time you should be pretty decently geared. So... it is almost an exercise in masochism what you have to do here. Because once you have fulfilled the first requirement, which is not have her in your party, and then you go and defend Fairyville and Water Dragon Isle from the dwarves, you have to wait. It doesn't matter how many fights you do, they're not going to be enough. Even if you did all of the fights and went and grabbed all of the items, it's still not enough. Because you have to effectively wait, I think it's 5 or 10 minutes. And then that will cause that will cause an in-game timer to basically tick over, and Rosetta will die. So you have to not have Rasley in your party, and you have to make the conscientious choice to kill her sister to get her level 7 tech. Well, you have to indirectly kill her sister. You don't kill her yourself, obviously, because you're there to save the fairies. But the fact of the matter is, it's almost an exercise in masochism to do it. Alright, let's get Janice in the party and go get her What's Up Doc. And I think the party we're going to take for... I think the party that we're going to take for Sky Dragon is going to be... Because I don't think I can field a full team of black in 8s, because obviously they took Harley away from us. So we're gonna probably use Grobek, and I'm thinking maybe Janice or Marcy. Did I allocate Grobek's elements? I did not. Fuck. Okay. We're not going to take Grobek, because I don't feel like wasting any more of your time, any more of the viewers' time allocating elements, so we're probably just going to take Janice and Marcy. Hello, young lady. Looks to me like the god of combat has taken a liking to you. Who, me? Here, you should take this. Here, take this. You should be able to use it wisely, young lady. Received Janice's What's Up Doc. And yes, that is a Looney Tunes reference because she is a bunny girl. Earthquake. Oh my god, she had Earthquake on her? She had Earthquake, she's got Inferno. Yeah. About that. Magma Burst, Ice Blast, Arrow Saucer, Inferno, and now her What's Up Doc. Concentrate all energy on drumming foe sky high. Yep. And as it said there, we can go ahead and go to the Bend of Time if we feel the need to do so and battle certain enemies that we may have missed. This is also a good place to farm elements. If you feel yourself lacking in higher tier elements like Inferno, Deluges, Icebergs, etc., etc., you can come here, and if you can manage to get the Mana Queens to spawn, you can, as long as they survive the first hit, and you have the trap for it, have the trap set, hit them with the element you have the trap set for, and then it'll basically give you an additional copy of the element. And then through this door, the time will come for the doorway to open. Yeah, we can't go through there just yet, but that is a special boss, and it is 3 of Sprig's best in the game doppelgangs. Anywho. Let me check. Marcy's elements. Okay, yep, that's what I thought. Alright. Sky Dragon Isle? Sure. Yeah, I know we just saved, but like I said, the Sky Dragon is no bloody joke. As you can see, we've kind of been using Janice and Marcy a lot since we got them, so they're a little bit better geared and little bit better in terms of stat growth than the rest of the team. So, all right, time for the last dragon fight. Oh wait, is it? It was saying something about going to Hermit's. Oh! Oh, okay, that's our favorite Martian. Oh, right. No, I was wrong. I was wrong. See? I made the mistake. We have to fight the Sky Dragon in another world. But yeah, there's our favorite Martian. Okay, so we're still a ways off from getting my favorite of the skins, but you'll see it here in just a little while. Well, probably not, but I'll keep the infrared one for now. The infrared one, infrared vision one. We'll keep that one for now. Alright, so let's head back to another world and fight the Sky Dragon. Now it's time for the final dragon fight. Okay. Let's save it. There she is. Our final trial. Well done. Thou hast gained the protection of the 5 dragons. Let me test thy skills to see if thou art truly worthy of entering the Sea of Eden. Ad start in 5 minutes, everybody. Alright, let's get to it. She looks menacing, doesn't she? Yep. I like how she summons a geyser with that. Null state. Magic defense temporarily increased. That's fun. I forgot she had that. Oh, that's gonna sting. That's gonna set us back a little bit. Not too much, because, I mean, Lynx has done well over 1,000 damage to her. So. Magnify. See, that affects the whole field, so she just played herself there. Because I could do this. Forever, 0. Yeah, it's going to be weaker compared, but it's still going to pack a punch because she is a white innate. And it's still probably one of the visually coolest elements that's in the game. Nice shot of Janice's ass there, game. I very quite enjoy that. And just like that, her her health restoration is done. We've done took that 547 she healed plus more. Yeah, as you can see, she's in critical state now. Yeah, she played herself when she did Magnify. And that should also, yeah, 696 damage. Beautiful. Grab a tone. Nah, we're good. So, yep, I knew that was coming. That's going to do, if you're playing normally, about 500 to 700 damage. So, guard. That's the only thing I can say to you, because as you can see, my character's there. And this is the characters we've been using mostly. Yes, we've swapped them in and out, but Lynx has been a constant. So... welcome in, viewer. Alright. And good night. Rasu, I'll wager. Oh, nobody. Okay. Alright, there we are. And that's all dragons dealt with. Janice's element grid seems to be maxed out for the time being. Same with Marcy's there. And their saints. I acknowledge thy skill. I would grant thee the protection of the Sky Dragon. And there's the white relic. And if you had Fargo, you could have stolen, if you were lucky, a respective colored plate from each of them. So weigh that if you will. I don't need the plates. The Dead Sea has disintegrated. The gates of time have been opened. Earn the divine protection of the 6 dragons. Venture deep beyond the pearly gates across the dimensions. And now, if I remember correctly, since we're already in another world, we need to go and speak with the... We need to go speak with Daira, I think. Or we may need to go to the Dead Sea. Either way, let's go talk to her first, and then if that's not the case, then we'll just head to the Dead Sea. Okay, yeah, I guess we're gonna be heading back to the Dead Sea. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the ads. They do support me, though. And you're only dealing with 1 block of ads per hour. Pretty sure we have to go to Homeworld for this one. So like I said, the back and forth there. Let's go to the Dead Sea real quick, see if that's what we gotta do. Or see if we need to go talk to Stina first. We may have to go talk to Stina first. Let's check that. If not, then we'll go to the Dead Sea ruins. As promised, I will lend you the dragon tier. I shall accompany you to the fort as well. Alright, Stina has joined your party. Okay, it was Homeworld Stina that we got. Sure, this was the name of my Shrine Maiden character. And we will need Stina, so I am going to allocate elements on her. Should be able to go and grab her level 7 as well. Oh wait, hold on. Let's go ahead and get rid of Arrow Blaster. I had forgotten about that. And I'm gonna leave that blank for a moment. Actually, what does she got equipped? Dendrite, nope, silver. Okay, silver sword, mithril mail. Okay, so we can make Dendrite weapon for her. And I'm leaving that other level 7 allocation slot blank for one reason. We should be able to go and talk to Stina in another world, or Dyra in another world, and get Stina's level 7 tech. No, he's not here. Okay, that's fine. Well, we can just use the Smith's Spirit. It's not a major biggie. Alright, board the boat, yes. Before we go to the fort, because it's not the fort in another world, it is the fort in Homeworld. I told y'all we would be coming back to it, but we've got one more thing to do before we do that. And let's go and try to grab Stina's level 7 if we can. At the very least, you'll get a nice little story beat, and then we'll head to the fort. Okay, I guess we don't get, but again, you get a little nice little story beat there. I could have swore we got a level 7 tech from her, but I guess not her. Oh well, either way. Either way. And also, if you didn't know, one other thing, and then we will go ahead and head to Fort Draconia. Since it is, which it'll be in Homeworld that we're going to have to go to Fort Draconia, but if you go here, with only a partially completed tier, check this. Because we'll be doing this shortly. But since we only have since we only have the tier of hate, it's not going to do anything at the moment. Yep. as you can see there, she'll give you a hint about two things. There is, in fact, another dragon, and there also is, in fact, another element. But there's only one skill in that other element, and that is Chrono Cross. But the biggest tell there is there's another dragon. Or there's another dragon god, or should I say goddess. Either or is fine. Oh yeah, I forgot. We don't have to worry about that. Welcome in, everybody. We're playing Chrono Cross. We've already done all of that. All we have to do... Oh, yeah. Right. We get this scene first. So you finally made it. But this is as far as you will get. It's a little too soon for you to get your original form back. See there? Dark Surge. Unfortunately, we're not going to be doing much damage to him, even with the Master Moon. Well, okay. My bad. I was going to say, even with the Master Moon, we're probably not going to be doing much damage to him, but... That's cute. We can do that too, buddy. Let me show you. Actually, I don't need to. I can just slam your ass with Holy Lot. $343. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah. Oh, he's in critical. Look at that. Alright. Alright, excellent. And there's a level 8 summon, or a level 8 allocation slot. Level 8 allocation slot. Level 8 allocation slot. Perfect. Perfect Pendragon Sigil. Impressive. I may have underestimated you. Anyway, I must get on with my affairs. Besides, it's too late. Goodbye, Serge. Alright. Just like before. Alright, sirs, you must proceed alone from here. You must see and confirm for yourself who you really are. Truth shall manifest itself once you believe in your heart. And now we get effectively a lore dump of both games, and it also mirrors the cycle of the perceived cycle of death and rebirth in the various religions. Oop. All life on this planet was born in the sea. The life form softly slumbered within the womb of our Mother Ocean. Eventually, they developed free will and were able to swim about the ocean freely. Then there came those that were not satisfied with life in the water, looked up from the ocean floor towards the blue skies, and dreamt of the feel of the land. Aeons passed before their preposterous dream became a reality, and they rose up from the seas onto the earth. The land became full of all kinds of creatures. Among these, the dragon lizards and the more evolved reptites thought they would rule over the earth forever. And for a long while, it seemed that they would. However, the unforeseen coming of the Mighty One from the heavens suddenly smashed their kingdom to pieces. The one known as Lavos, the Great Crimson Flame. Wielding absolute power Lavos buried the dinosaurs, the king of the lands, the kings of the land in the space of a night. However, the timid apes, who had lived hidden in the forests, came into contact with the crimson flame that fell from the sky and evolved into humans. Perhaps it was not evolution. Perhaps this was not evolution, but transformation. Regardless, humans increased in number and filled the earth. The fearsome progeny of Lavos, just like their progenitor, began to devour our mother planet. And there's effectively the rebirth. I love we get the POV from Serge's perspective there. I have to wonder where he picked the outfit up, because it was most certainly not there. Serge! You've regained your identity without being led astray. Your eyes, which foresaw the truth, shall help you regain the trust among your comrades. There is nothing we can do about the dragon tier. Its shattering does not come as a surprise. However, you also carry the fate of the dragon tier from the other world. The broken pieces of love and hate, although contradictory, they are two sides of the same coin. This is a reiteration of what Lynx told us before he casted us into the dimensional vortex. So, a mysterious force may come to light when the two pieces are united. That is a subtle, not so subtle hint at the Chrono Cross and its existence. Perhaps this force will be the legendary Chrono Cross. The only problem is the shrine which is said to give life to Chrono Cross is nothing but a cavern inside the Divine Dragon Falls. We've already been there. We were there just a couple of minutes ago. Serge, you may hold the key to bring forth its powers. The dragon tier shattered, but transformed into the tier of love. All right. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, I do have to do that. Alright. I'm gonna get the characters I want in the team real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and allocate their elements, and then I'll just allocate the rest of them offline. Because, well, everybody's back. The exception there being Kid. And we'll have to allocate everybody's elements. So, I'm going to get the team set up. We're going to allocate their elements if necessary, which I am going to have to allocate Serge's and Rasley's, because Rasley is going back in the team. So let's get to another world real quick. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and get Rasley in the team, because we're still going to need Stina for just a minute longer. But we're going to go ahead and throw Rasley back in the team. And now I've got to allocate Serge's and Rasley's elements. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, I'll have to allocate Serge's and Rasley's. So if you'll just give me just a couple of minutes, we'll be able to. We'll be on our way in just a little bit. Ice Lance, Aqua Ball, Magma. Oh no, not Magma. Fire Killer. Bush Basher, Upheaval, grab a ton, and then we'll go ahead and do an upcharged Ice Lance as well. This is element level 4, Ice Blast. Magma Burst, Arrow Blaster, Electro Bolt, Meteor Shower, and grab a ton. That will just give me a minute. I am allocating elements as we have just swapped back to our regular. We've just swapped back to our true selves, so y'all will give me just a little bit of time. I'll have everything up and going, and I'll do the rest of it off screen because, yeah. Let me grab, instead of the instead of the arrow blaster, let me grab the holy light. And then we're going to go ahead and give him saints. There we go. As for Rasley. Ooh, I can give her Genie. We might. We might do that, honestly. Yeah, meteorite's fun. We're going to do gravity blow. Another arrow saucer and another ice lance. Oh, don't worry. We'll be giving you Tornado, but we're not going to give you it right here. And Meteor Shower. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And normally... Oh, she doesn't have a level 8 element slot yet. And normally I would leave one of these empty, but as you all know, or maybe you don't know, we have locked ourselves for this run out of Rasley's level 7. So, we'll just give her Arrow Blaster and Ice Blast for now, until I can either grab Carnivore or Tornado and Deluge. So, and there we are. Stina's, we didn't lose anything with her. She does have a level 8 slot, though. But really, I'll just give her like a Meteor Shower or something. Because we still do have to wait on her level 7. Okay. Yeah, she does still have the Wisp Cape, which is good. had her with magic ring. Ooh, give her the green brooch. And then give her... Yeah, how much shiny dew do we have? We have 18 shiny dew. Resistance ring. I think silver pendant will be fine. Alright. Give him the angel's charm. Because I don't have the white brooch yet. Actually, nah, no, we're good. Let's go ahead and give him the Dragoon's Gauntlet, the Profiteer's Purse, and the Dragoon's Honor, which is what he had initially. So, there we go. Let us craft a Dendrite weapon for Rasley, and maybe some Dendrite armor, if we can afford it. Dendrite rod. Just short. I do have a mithril vest I can give her for now, though. Oh wait, I don't need to give her that. She's got the wisp cape. Right. Alright. Okay. Alright, we need to head back to another world. Actually, hold on. Did we get any dialogue from our mother? I wonder. Especially with a team of homeworlders. What in heaven's name is going on here? I do want to go ahead and rest, though, because that'll go ahead and restore our star points so that we can summon again, or, you know, have the full amount of summons. Adds in 5 minutes. Hold on. Because I'm pretty sure we're locked out of Chronopolis, or not Chronopolis. Why did I say Chronopolis? Golly. I'm pretty sure we're locked out of Marbule and the another world at the moment, or for as now, so I don't know if Marbule here has been restored just yet. Yep, there it is. We should be able to grab the Master Hammer now. Because you talk to this guy and he'll sell it to you for 10,000. Yo, how's it going, kid? Way to go, Toma! And there we go. This is my favorite of the frames, the Quill and Papyrus. I mean, it's just a little UI tweak, but still my favorite. And then, like I said, you talk to this guy and he'll sell you the hammer, but right now we do not have the funds. I guess I could go bully some Lagunates or, sorry, Rasley. Yeah, let me go to the Isle of the Damned for a minute. Or actually, let me go to the Bend of Time. I don't have the Forget-Me-Not pot yet, and we're not after anything in particular, but this also nets you money, if I recall correctly. Oh, we haven't gone there yet. Okay. But this should also net you money, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it does. You don't get much, but it does net you money, as you can see there. And we're fixing to hit into an ad break, so I'm going to go ahead and grind out for a little bit while we're in the ad break so you guys don't miss anything. So I will catch y'all back in 3 minutes. There we go, there's some money. Ooh, come here. That was quick. Oh, there's another one. Nice. Goodbye. Oh god, these guys. Which I know they can't be doppelgang, so... Couple of white out there, not too bad. What did we get? We're at 1180. That'll work. But we're going to do it one more time. It's not going to let me do it there anymore. Alright, we're going to do one more battle. Welcome back, everybody. Oh, just a mama dingo. Bye. Yeah, we didn't get much from that, but we do get strengthened. Alright. Now we're going to go and grab the Master Hammer. That is going to allow us to start forging rainbow equipment. So. And I think we're going to go ahead and grab the rainbow axe, and I think that'll be a decent place to call the video, because we did quite a bit here, and we've been going on for about 2¼ hours, so yeah, and I do have to work tomorrow, or today. So, I'm going to take a little bit of time to decompress before I actually hit the hay. Hey, you're an adventurer, right? Well, you're in luck. I'll sell you my handcrafted Master Hammer for 10,000 gold. Cheap, eh? Buy it. Much obliged. Alright, now with that, we can start forging rainbow equipment. Almost. We have the hammer now. All we have to do is go back to another world, which is convenient because we have to go back there anyway. But go back to another world and trigger the quest with the 2 Zappas. So we're gonna have to put Zappa, or we're gonna swap Zappa into the party in just a moment. And then that will allow us to go ahead and start forging rainbow equipment once we get the requirements. Which you'll see what the requirements are to forge them after we forge the rainbow axe. The rainbow axe is free, by the by. Just a heads up there. The rainbow axe is free. And unfortunately, we're back to Surge's transition, which is a cutscene instead of just falling into the other world, or falling into home world. It's the cutscene transition. I'll back to Artie real quick. Alright, yeah. They still don't recognize us as the guy that was leading the rebellion against them. Anyway, up and at 'em. Oh wait, I gotta have Zappa in the party. What am I doing? Alright, we're gonna swap Stina off. We're gonna need her, but we're gonna swap her off for now for this particular juncture. You be me? I need your help. I want to hammer this thing to make that, you know what? That stuff you have, it's rainbow. So this new you know what you've been talking about is the rainbow axe then? I knew I could count on myself. Shall we start a hammering? It'd be a wee bit hard by myself, but with the two of us working together, it should be a breeze. Sounds interesting. Good timing, too. I've just finished an order. Well, let's see what I can do. So this is the rainbow axe. It's probably radiating such beautiful colors because of its prismatic nature. The response from the hammer is satisfying as its finish. It truly be an amazing material. We should be able to do this on our own next time. That was a brilliant job. I hope I can work with you again. And that is basically both of them. So if we go talk to this Zappa, or we summon our Zappa with the Smith Spirit, we'll be able to forge, should be able to forge rainbow material with the Smith Spirits. But I know if we talk to this Zappa, we can absolutely forge it. Let me double check, make sure I'm not talking out of my arse here. But I'm pretty sure we can, with our Zappa, when we summon him with Smith Spirit, and then when we talk to Zappa in Termina in another world, we should... That one's a for certain, but the Smith Spirit, I think it's also correct. Forge weapons. Yep, there it is. Spectra Swallow. Now look at all of the material you need. You need rainbow shells, then you need every single shiny material. So, shiny ember, shiny leaves, shiny salts, shiny dew, shiny sand, and shiny soot. Okay, now how do we get these? I know that's what you're fixing to ask. You finish off the most effective way to do it is finish off enemies with the respective summons. As you saw, we have 18 shiny dew right now. That is because of how many enemies we finished off with Frog Prince while we were in Gaia's Navel. Using that as knowledge, a yellow summon, a black summon, a red summon, a green summon, and a white summon will get you the rest of that. So, and again, which we already have a rainbow axe. So if we wanted to break the rainbow axe down, we could in theory, or we should in theory, get one of each of those, and then we could make whatever we wanted. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, there's a lot of characters. So, like I said, and the same thing goes with the armor, by the way. With the Prism Vest, you only need the basic 4, Ember, Dew, Leaf, and Sand. But if you want a Prism Mail, you need it all. Prism Vests are, ironically enough, going to be easier to make for you because you should get access, or you should have access for the most part, or you will get access relatively easily to red summons, green summons, yellow summons, and we already have a blue summon. We've got 2 blue summons, actually. We have a summon of every... I think we have a summon of every color now. It's just getting them into the proper slot so that we can actually start. And the same thing with the helmets there. The prism helmets and the prism vests are probably gonna... The vests are, ironically enough, gonna be your go-to. Yeah, they're weaker than the mail, but they're also cheaper than the mail, and you'll be able to get them out faster if you focus on grabbing your shiny equipment. Admittedly, you only have, which right now I've only got 2 rainbow shell, but that's, you know, obviously you need rainbow shell as well. But that should come to you as your game and as you progress through the game and progress through multiple playthroughs. That said, I'm going to go ahead and call the adventure here, but I want to show y'all what I was talking about earlier with Guile and how weird his element grid is. So let me save real quick, and then we'll switch over to the other file. And it's, I believe, this one here. Yep. It's this one here. Look at how weird his element grid is. 1 level 1, 1 level 2, 2 level 3, 3 level 4, 4 level 5, 5 level 6, 6 level 7, and then 7 level 8s. Very strange. Also need to reorder my stuff there. Another thing, when you get access to them, just heads up. Another thing that is really going to be help you in the game later on is info scopes, because it'll tell you what, or it should reveal the HP of the enemy you're dealing with. But yeah, as you can see there, we've got quite the number of elements to our name, and these were what I was talking about earlier, the traps. As you can see here, we have a volcano, or inferno, volcano, red wolf, deluge, iceberg, frog prince, earthquake, thunderstorm, golem, tornado, sonja, freefall, mothership, holy light, unicorn. So, yeah, that's there you go. Yeah, it takes a minute to get to the top of my element grid there, or top of my elements list there. And as you can see, I made the decision here to save Kid as well. At this point, it doesn't really matter for me, because I have all of the characters, I just won't have access to all of them right now. Here, in case you're curious, here's what I have equipped on him just for the casual playthrough. And here's what I have equipped on Rasley. As you can see, I allocate Rasley's elements very similar to the way I allocate Surge's elements. And just for good measure, we'll throw Kids in there as well. Which Kids, at this point, is allocated very similar to Surge as well. And yeah, that's all I wanted to show you guys. So, again, I have been Zaku the Silver Wolf. I hope you guys enjoyed. It is about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I have to get to work, so I am going to be doing that. Well, I'm not going to be going to work, but you get what I mean. So, I hope to catch you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed. And this is Zaku the Silver Wolf, signing off.